go, 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 go. That's the birthday. That's the birthday. Yo, Z-Pack. This episode is made possible by the generous sponsorship of Athena Health. Athena Health partners with hospital and ambulatory clients to drive results. They offer network-enabled medical record, revenue cycle management, patient engagement, care coordination, and population health services to build Health 3.0. Yo, get back to the work you love doing. Athena Health. Free up. What did y'all think of the sign language interpretation I did of the Athena Health sponsorship message? I thought it was on point, also completely incorrect and probably insensitive. What do you think, Tom Heineberg?
I think that I'm wearing a microphone hat today. You can see that my microphone is attached to my hat, and we have to do this because Logan's bad at his job, and this is the best solution he could come up with.
You know, some other so-called daily Facebook Live shows about healthcare would use a fixed mic or get somebody without a beard who can actually talk normal English. Instead, we Jimmy rig a UNLV hat. Why UNLV? Because Vegas strong, and also because UNLV, and also because that's the only hat we have in this facility.
Go Rebels!
Get stupid, go Rebels. Is that what you were going for? Is that what you were, is that?
Pretty much.
Why are we?
So today, you guys, is going to be sort of a freewheeling, ask the anything, we didn't prepare a topic kind of conversation, you know what I'm saying?
Free falling.
We're in a weird place in our lives right now, guys. It's been a tough week in Las Vegas. I'm about to go on the road for 4 straight performances around the country, New Jersey, Anaheim, Florida, and there's somewhere else, Tom Heineberg.
Disney World?
Princeton, New Jersey, or somewhere in New Jersey. Wally World, is that what you said?
Disney World, Z, you're going to Anaheim.
Anaheim is Disney World. Is it?
Land.
Logan, we're going to have a talk with you about geography.
Damn it.
Because it's hard. It's hard. It is. So
Can you bring me a souvenir from Florida, by the way? Maybe some OxyContin?
I'll bring you a pill mill. I'll bring you a pill mill back from Florida. Speaking of pill mills,
yeah.
So Stephen Paddock's a doctor here in town apparently prescribed him Valium back in the day. We don't know if he was on it during the shooting, but that does concern me slightly, but we'll wait to see what the news actually bears out.
Yes.
He had a concierge doc that he bragged about in his court proceedings when he slipped at the Cosmopolitan a few years back and tried to sue the place. Because that's what rich people do. They engage in meaningless litigation.
Speaking of court,
screw that guy, by the way.
Speaking of court proceedings,
yes.
So the title of today's episode is about Martin Shkreli's jury selection because there was a piece published on some of the excerpts from the jury selection of Martin Shkreli. We have some of the court transcripts. This is what actually went down, you guys. And I think it'd be hilarious if we sort of improv'd out. So I sent you the script. Do you have it?
Yep, we're gonna read. We're not improving. We're reading this exactly verbatim.
That's right. Yeah.
The way it went down in the court. Tom is going to play the potential juror, and I am going to play both the court and the lawyer. So I am authority. Tom is jury. Shall we do this?
Yep.
All right, by the way, before we do this, hit share right now because you're going to want to share this. Number next, hit like. Number next, love us, please, because we're so lonely. God. Tom Heineberg. Let's do this. The court. The purpose of jury selection is to ensure fairness and impartiality in this case. If you think that you could not be fair and impartial, it is your duty to tell me. All right, juror number 1.
Yeah, I'm aware of the defendant, and I hate him.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I think he's a greedy little man.
The jurors are obligated to decide the case based only on the evidence. Do you agree?
I mean, I don't know if I could. I wouldn't want me on this jury.
Juror number 1 is excused. Juror number 18.
Yeah, when I walked in here today, I looked at him and I was like, that's a snake. Like in my head, like that man is a snake. Not even knowing who he was. I was just walked in and I looked right at him and I was like, that's a snake.
So much for the presumption of innocence.
I heard through the news how that defendant changed the price of a pill by upselling it. And I heard he bought an album from the WuTang Clan for $1 million, so there's that.
The question is, have you heard anything that would affect your ability to decide this case with an open mind? Can you do that?
Yeah, I don't think I can, because he looks kind of like a dick.
Can you be impartial?
The only thing I'd be impartial is about what prison I want to put this guy in.
Okay, we will excuse you. Juror 28, do you need to be heard?
Yeah, I don't like this person at all. I just can't understand why he would be so stupid and take an antibiotic which HIV people need, okay, and jack it up 5,000%. I would honestly, seriously, like to go over there.
Sir, thank you. Next juror.
Is he stupid or is he greedy? Because I can't understand.
Next juror.
It's my attitude towards his entire demeanor that what he has done to people, Your Honor, totally he is guilty. And in no way can I let him slide on anything because he's the worst.
All right, we're going to excuse you, sir.
And he disrespected the WuTang Clan. So, 2 strikes.
That is exactly how this case went down for jury selection. And he disrespected the WuTang Clan, which to me, it's like signed, sealed, delivered, case closed. You don't disrespect the WuTang Clan.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard to find a jury for this asshole.
Those were all verbatim.
Those are all verbatim.
I only very lightly embellished some of them because I couldn't read it fast enough. But those are what people actually said about this thing.
It's really quite amazing. And if you watch Rick and Morty, you've seen them do a court transcript, an actual verbatim court transcript, and it's probably the funniest thing you'll ever see in your life. But do not let the children watch. So Shkreli is going to continue to rot in prison, which he describes as, quote, not that bad, apparently, in the news. So he was like, well, you know, it's just 3 square meals a day, and, you know, also, I dropped the soap and things got real, but didn't bother me so much. Like, have you been to prison, Tom?
I mean, I've been to jail.
Have you?
Yeah. Because I like to party, bros.
Is that so? Jail is different than prison. How?
You don't have to stay in jail for a long time.
Oh.
And everybody there is a little less rapey, from what I could tell. Anyway.
Mildly less rapey.
Yeah, they were less rapey.
They haven't warmed up yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Although, I will say that I had a very odd moment in jail where an older white guy came to me and was like, listen, you stay with your people when you're out there eating, okay, in the cafeteria. You want to trade roles or something, you trade them with white people first. And you don't trade with nobody who ain't your celly. You know what I'm saying? And don't you give none of these Mexicans your food. And I was like, dude, I called my dad, who's a lawyer, and I'm going to be out of here in like 3 hours. And you were freaking me out, you racist old man. Okay.
Yeah, it's funny that you had to go to jail to have that interaction. I like it. That's like every Tuesday for me down at the Starbucks. Wow.
That was the moment I was like, I'm not cut out for this life of crime because this is making me super uncomfortable. And I didn't eat. I just gave them my food. I was like, this food looks like shit. Here, it's yours. Please trade amongst yourselves with the other white supremacists.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. So it was like a Breaking Bad type of moment.
Yeah.
Did you end up coming out with a tear tattooed on your face?
No, I didn't have to kill anybody or no, that's for the homies, right? When you lose with the,
I have no idea what it's for. I was asking you,
Yeah.
Mr. Jail guy.
So that was the first time I went to jail, and then the second time what had happened was I had been drinking, and the officer told me I had the right to remain silent, but I did not have the ability to Z-Dog MD.
What had happened, Your Honor, is I had one drink, and then what had happened was then I had another drink.
Rachel says, "Scared straight." The Tom Heineberg story.
It really is.
This is, you know what's funny though? Weren't we just me and Z
were just talking about scared
we were goofing
straight.
around off camera, and it's there's a new story out or study, right, that says that if you show somebody footage of a full code, they are more likely to sign a DNR.
Yep. So there was and the study actually is titled, it's a randomized controlled trial of a CPR decision support video for patients admitted to the General Medicine Service. So this is how I didn't read the full article, but this is how I imagine it plays out. Chris Farley shows up for this video. And every patient has to watch this before they decide whether they're full code or DNR. Because normally we're just like, hey, if something were to happen to you in the hospital, would you like us to put a breathing tube and electrify your heart so that your heart starts again? Because you don't want to die, do you? It's like how you frame it actually is going to definitely affect what people choose. Whereas if you frame it like, would you like me to break your ribs, every single one, and torture you in front of your family and then still have you die like a dog on a ventilator? People say, I don't want that. So this video actually, I just imagine like Chris Farley walks into the hospital and he's like, okay, everybody, like I live in a van down by the river and this is all, and he codes right there. And then they go through what it's like to actually do a full court press on like a 400-pound person with chronic obstructive pulmonary
disease. He's like screaming out. He's like, "This is torture!
I hate this!
This is the worst!"
Exactly, and you just hear ribs cracking, and there's an IJ in his neck that missed and got the arterial, and there's arterial blood squirting, and they're trying to intubate, and it's a resident because it's July, and he's like, "I don't see the cords, but that looks good." Put it in, and out comes food out of the tube. And at this point, the O2 sat is 50, and there's no end-tidal CO2, and people are like, well, better get the anesthesia. When's anesthesia coming? Is that crash card open? People actually see that. I will tell you, it will change their decision, and that's what this study actually found. Look at the result. This is actually remarkable, guys. Listen to this. So participants who viewed the video were less likely to choose full code, 37%, compared with participants in the usual care group, 71%, and were more likely to choose DNR-DNI, 56% in the video group versus 17% in the control group, P less than 0.00001. That's as significant as it gets, y'all. We did not see a difference in trust in their healthcare team or knowledge and perceptions about CPR as assessed by our questionnaire. Conclusion: hospitalized patients who watched a video about CPR and code status choices were less likely to choose full code and more likely to choose DNR, DNI. So it is scared resuscitate. That's what it is.
That's right. That's right. Also, WuTang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
No way. The 36 chambers. The 36 chambers.
My wife recently explained to me You gotta put the camera on me for this. Put the camera.
WuTang for life!
She explained to me what a code is. She was like, we're going to code this person. It's when you do a super light code on an elderly patient. You're just like, yeah, we're trying to save them real hard.
Yep, yep. You're talking about what we call, at Stanford, we used to call slow code.
Slow code.
It's like, yeah, go ahead and call slow code. What does that mean? You call a code, but everybody walks real slow. And when you're actually doing the compressions, it's like, you know, instead of staying alive, maybe let's do it to Seal's Kiss from a Rose on the Grave. You know, there is so much a man can tell you, so much he can say. You remain full code, but I'm not gonna play, baby. So that's kind of the idea.
It's like I've been kissed from a rose on the road.
You're bad at singing.
Yeah, I'm really bad at singing. Yeah.
You know what's amazing? Tom is really bad at singing, but he's really good at criticizing my singing. So he's like, you know what? That's the worst thing I've ever heard. I'm like, I know, because it means something coming from you because you have no ability to sing. So that means
you know
that
what though? I don't
recognize
have the hubris to get up in front of 1,000 people when I can't sing. Oh wait, I'm on camera right now. Damn it.
I'm about to go on the road for like 4 performances, thousands of people, and you want to mess with my confidence. I know I can't sing, but I have to deny it because otherwise how am I going to... It's my 10th grade admission. I'm not the sharpest clinician. Just turn it off, dude. Okay, you're on. There's like 300 people watching, Z. Pull this shit together. This is a sponsored show by Athena Health. They don't want to see me cry. They want to see me talk about physician burnout. They don't want to see me live it. Anyway, so what's up, y'all?
Melly says this is why most healthcare workers choose to be DNR/DNI. We all know what a code entails. Yeah, they're violent, man. Yeah. I didn't know you had to crack through the shit.
Yep.
The sternum.
Yep.
I didn't know you had to crack through that shit. I was like, what?
Yep.
That's what they do?
Yep.
That's not cool.
No, it's and you know we haven't yet had a show dedicated to end of life. We've done videos on it, but like this discussion is like the most important discussion that you can have when you're young, when you're old, when you're born. It doesn't matter. What are your wishes? Because CPR is crazy if you are not someone who's a candidate to actually survive it with meaningful life intact. And everyone thinks they're that candidate until they look at the actual statistics and realize, wow, wait a minute, if I have pre-existing, chronic disease, if I have cancer, if I have other things, the chances of me surviving to a meaningful life are not very good coming out of the hospital. It's not like what happens on TV. Whereas, obviously a trauma victim from a shooting or somebody who has a sudden cardiac arrest at a young age, those are people you do everything you can. Hypothermia, EMS in the field, rush in, do everything, freeze them in carbonite until we come up with a solution, because that person has a lot of meaningful life ahead that you are going to potentially save. So you have to, we don't think this way, we don't think statistically, we think emotionally, and we have many biases. And so I actually like this idea of showing a video. Now, I don't know what the actual video was. You guys are video production people. I imagine it was like this. Hi guys, are you in the hospital wondering, should I be full code DNR, DNI, maybe just DNI with a DNR, maybe go ahead and do CPR but do a slow code, maybe a smidge of this, a smidge of that? Well, this video is here to help you decide what your code status will be. Now, you often have a smorgasbord of choices in the hospital. Should I choose A, B, C, or D? Hey, we're just gonna tell you right now, be DNR, DNI, because the shit is fucking crazy. Like, you don't want your ribs broken, you don't wanna suffer on a ventilator, just DNR. Anyway, so the choice is yours. We're not paternalistic like in the old days. We're all about letting you decide. Back to you, Tom Heineber.
It's kind of funny because I watched, there's this site I follow on Facebook that posts old videos, and there was one from the atomic bomb in the 50s during the Cold War, and they were basically like, what to do in the event of an atomic bomb? Get to shelter. Go ahead and just pop in a stranger's house. They'll understand. Doctors, nurses, they're here to care for you in the event of an atomic blast. And I was like, yeah, you're going to be dead. So that's not going to work out for you. But I like the paternalism.
I do.
Because in a democracy, Z, you have to tell people how to think. That's how Hillary Clinton feels, anyway.
And let's read some comments. Christy Columbus, oh fuck it. You need to be tube me. You need to be tube me and keep them around forever. There are people that need to be shamed, and I can do that via life support. I have no idea what that comment means.
Somebody has a dark and
Can you
twisted...
figure out? That's dark. That is dark as fuck. Kendra Mason, we have patients circle the drain, so we'll do terminal turns if they are agonal. Ooh, that's dark too. Terminal turns. I haven't heard that. I haven't.
Stop, drop, and roll, Z.
I haven't heard. Stop, drop, and roll. Is that a terminal turn?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're. By the way, do you guys know the term circling the drain? It's a medical gallows term.
Well, it's fairly obvious. Do I need to? Is there something beyond what it sounds like that I need to know?
Absolutely not. But sometimes I feel like I have to explain things.
Yeah, this guy's circling the drain. You know what that means, Tom Heineber? You idiot. Yeah, I can guess. See.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but maybe I might just be judging you based on the UNLV hat and the Raiders shirt, and I just think that you're everybody I've ever met with a UNLV hat and a Raiders shirt.
You listen to me right now, all right? I went to UNLV for 6 years, and then I did not graduate. So what you're saying is accurate.
If I do end up flatlining, I want to donate my body to the Z-Pack. Alexander Wu. Alex, you know.
That'd be weird.
Ooh, forget Alexander Wu. I have a great question. Shut up, Wu. What happens when you donate your body to science?
True.
I've always wanted to know this, and I think Z knows the answer.
I do know the answer because I was there. I was there, Gandalf, about 20 years ago when the strength of men failed in that anatomy lab, and we unveiled our corpse. And it starts like this. The medical students go around the cadaver, and they treat it with a reverence and an awe, and they're still wide-eyed. They're just like, I can't believe the gift that this person has given us to let us, have their body and learn, and it's going to save lives, and we need to be reverential, and it's a sacred space, this anatomy lab. Fast forward about 6 months in. Oh man, check out Betty. She's got a cremister on her. Let me tell you. Look at it. Boing, 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 boing. That's what happens because medical students are assholes by about 6 months in.
Don't they keep your cadaver like it's cordoned off, it's sectioned off, it's like you slowly uncover it, right? Is that true?
So that's how they classically do it. Now there's a lot of virtual stuff, so the actual physical cadavers are less, they use those more for like the surgeons and things, but the truth is you cover the face, you don't reveal the face till you're doing the anatomy of the face, and that's when it becomes much more real. Face and hands are the things that really humanize the cadaver.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, like, we were actually quite respectful, and we had when everything was done, we had a ceremony, like almost like a burial ceremony for our cadavers. But there is a lot of tomfoolery that goes on when you have 20-somethings with under a lot of stress, breathing formaldehyde for months.
How'd you guys do it? Tibetan Sky funeral? Is that what you went with? Funeral pyre?
And I've said this before, but I rented some bagpipes.
Don't stop.
And no, and I
Any excuse to use his bagpipe thing, people. You see what he's gonna do now?
no,
He's
and
setting up the thing where he goes.
we reenacted the final scene from Star Trek II, where James T. Kirk said, "Of all the cadavers I've met in my travels, he was the most preserved." And then the bagpipes came out. You guys want me to do the bagpipes? It's like this. And Logan thinks he's Scottish. There he is. Of all the souls I've met in my travels, he was the most human. Comments.
Kurt says sometimes they take the bodies and use them for other things like testing the aftermath of new weaponry on the human body.
Oh,
that's
dope.
Logan will sign up for that.
I
for
will.
Sure.
It sounds
Hell
like some
yeah.
kind of InfoWars conspiracy.
Logan be like, you know that new minigun they got that they made it even smaller, the micro gun? Yeah,
That's
just
dope.
riddle me with bullets, bro.
That's dope.
I mean, you all know what they do when you donate your body to science. They make you an undead white in Game of Thrones.
true.
And they make you fight on an ice lake.
Do you know how they test jet engines? They fire thawed turkeys into them, like butter balls. They just fire them in because they have to be able to handle a burst strike.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'd like to be fired into a jet engine.
That's how I wanna go
how
out.
I wanna
I'm going
be
out.
buried,
Right, yeah. Crank it up to 10. And just like in Indiana Jones, except it was a propeller. It was one of those deals.
Every code I say, if the family could only see this, codes are bad business. ICU nurse. If you have to suction the eyes from pooled blood, it is too late.
Yes, yes, and yes. She's right. And you know what I always say is, like, people should see codes because I got codes in different area codes. I guess I rhymed codes with codes. That's probably a no-no.
Man, they do a lot of rude stuff to cadavers.
They do crash tests?
I'm rethinking my organ donation.
What?
scene.
That's
Should I
dope.
be rethinking it?
Well, it's interesting because you only checked the box for genitalia. You only donated your genitalia, which is so hubristic.
Well, that's a gift that needs to keep giving.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. Well, it'll stay stiff forever. That's the thing. That's the amazing thing. More bagpipes, please, Freda Wilcox. I'm glad you asked because. My Facebook is crashing. It must be DNI, says Francie Darnell. Yeah, it's true. Crash test dummies and new bulletproof vests get cadaver bodies as well. Is that true, Marissa Summers? I didn't know
That's
that.
dope.
That is dope, actually.
I don't think they do that.
Could
That's
you imagine,
dope.
like, your BMW running against a wall and just crash, like, cadaver?
Ooh, you know what I want to talk to you about?
Come with it.
Did you hear the thing about some researchers in France brought a guy back from a vegetative state? This made the rounds a little while ago. Did you not hear about this?
No. Oh, I did hear about this.
Through vagal nerve response.
I don't know the details of it. I have to look at the article, but I know this. There's a place in France where the vegetative patients dance. There's a hole in the...
We'll check it out.
You're welcome.
They kind of brought him back, they said, and then people were like, oh my God, what a miracle. And they were like, yeah, totally. Oh, he died.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I gotta read about this. Well, this is the thing.
We'll have to do a show on it
We'll have to do
later.
a show on the persistent vegetative state in general, because it always makes me think of young Frankenstein's monster, putting on the Ritz! Like, I don't know if there's there. It's the whole Terry Schiavo discussion. We've had this discussion before, but we'll
Yeah,
have it
it's
again.
true.
Yeah.
Because even if I was saying words and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There are times when I'm blackout drunk where I'm not there.
Oh.
But I'm communicating with the outside world. I'm saying stuff like, animal style. Make them animal style. Two fries.
You're ordering in and out in your vegetative state? That's pretty much...
Can I get a Neapolitan milkshake? Let's mix all the milkshakes together. That's a Neapolitan.
Hi, is this Cold Stone Creamery? I want a Founder's Favorite with no nuts.
That was the founder's favorite.
Founder's Favorite, they take like caramel, chocolate, I think some kind of nuts, and a weird cream flavored ice cream, if that's a thing. Cream. And they just on that Cold Stone, and they hand it to you, and it is like eating heaven. It's like a paradisical little piece of pre-Big Bang universe. That's
I thought
how
you were
good it is.
keto, Z.
Keto for life.
Ooh, Sue says, I'm glad they took Tom Petty off the vent to pass with dignity.
Yeah.
We never really got to talk about Tom
I know,
Petty dying
I know,
because all the
I know.
mega stuff. Tom Petty was the shit.
Yeah, he was.
I miss Tom Petty so much.
I do too.
I don't like living in a world without Tom Petty.
Without Tom Petty,
know?
is it's like Last Dance with Mary Jane. One more chance to be without Tom Petty again, and it's
How dare
endless.
you.
I know.
How dare you?
I feel summer creeping in, and it's tired of this town again.
Tom Petty was one of those celebrities that you like never heard a single negative thing about.
No,
because it
everyone
seemed
loved
like he just like was a normal dude who did music and then kind of kept to himself. He'd be like, "Yeah, I go play shows, and then I kind of keep to myself. That's what I do."
He was a musician's musician too. Like everybody loved Tom Petty. That's the new show with Raymond. What's his name?
Ooh,
Everybody
Johnson
Loves Tom.
Jen wants to know if you're really keto. Yeah, because you got those keto raccoon eyes.
Yeah, my keto eyes, according to the vegans. No, I'm not keto. Keto is for people who are keto. I am not keto.
You
Keto
went
means
keto for a little bit, right?
I
you
did.
pee
I
on
did
the
for
sticks
I
and
did
all
it for
that
8
stuff?
months, and I got super ripped and got a six-pack, and my cholesterol tripled. We did a show about this, and I found it to affect my ability to enjoy my time with my family. Because if we went out to eat, I had to pick restaurants that could actually feed me a high-fat, low-carb, moderate protein diet, and that was hard to maintain, and my wife was ready to divorce me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go to a modified Mediterranean low-carb diet, and that has worked well. So, well, in quotes, I'm still kind of gooey all around, but you know what?
You remember King of the Hill, Z? That was a good show.
King of the Hill was a great show.
Francie says that Tom Petty did a character on King of the Hill. That's why Logan said that.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Otherwise, Logan's not very good at setting up these.
King of the Hill's dope, though.
It's
all
the
I'm
emotional
saying.
intelligence piece that
It's missing.
Logan will send me various images, and I'm just like, oh God, why? And it's.
I asked if the mole was normal, Z. Your doctor.
Teresa Grover says, I miss In-N-Out. Can you send some to Ohio? LOL. No, but I'll eat it in lunch and not think about you. How about that?
Wow.
We'll send you something animal or protein style out there, because we like the special variants of In-N-Out, because it's the bomb.
In-N-Out's the best.
The bomb diggity.
It's so good.
So what haven't we covered today, Tom Heineber?
Chris Bryan says, look up his video, Carb Life, talking about you. Very informative. I've gone keto and I've lost 68 pounds in 2 months. You know who hates that video? The vegans. There's this one guy named Happy Healthy Vegan who, by the way, looks like a sick weirdo. And
Fuck that guy.
and he did a whole deconstruction on YouTube about Z's Carb Life video. And it's nonsense. And him and his wife eat a bunch of raw bananas, and their lifestyle looks depressing. So
I think
forget them.
I watched part of that, and I wanted to gouge my eyes out. I'm like, this is like watching insane people be insane in front of other insane people. And I'm like, wait, that's kind of what we do too, but we do it for higher level insanity. By the way, this just in, hot off the press. I just checked my email while we were sitting here. Robert Pearl, former CEO of the Kaiser system, was on our show a while back. Just wrote an article about us. Isn't that nice? Should I read it? Nah.
I think so. Yeah.
Should we read it?
Do it.
Okay, so
Not the whole article.
I'll skim it. I haven't even read it, so you're gonna watch me respond to this article live right now, because Robbie Pearl is a super nice guy, very, very smart about building 3.0. We had him on the show. You should watch the show. He wrote a book called Mistreated, which is on our shelf.
Where's the article if people want to read it, Zane?
The article is robertpearlmd.com. That's where you'll find it, and it's like /lessons-zdogmd, but robertpearlmd.com. And I think he's going to put it as part of a larger article in Forbes, so stay tuned. But let's read it, because I think I haven't seen it, and this will be fun. All right, so let me show you on the TAD cam what this looks like. I'll make it a little bigger. So there's a picture of Robbie with us in our very own Studio Z.
Yeah.
Gotta turn down your brightness, Z-Dog.
Yeah, let me see how I do that. It's one of these deals.
There you go.
That's too much, Z-Dog.
How about
Ish.
that?
There you go.
Ish.
There it is. Good enough. So, and if you scroll down, you'll see there's our video that we made with him, Mistreated with Dr. Robert Pearl. And we had a freewheeling, like, hour-and-a-half discussion with him that really was one of my favorite discussions that we've had. And it's funny, these kind of discussions don't get as many views as us just jerking around, but I think they're more important than anything that we do. So
Plus, Robbie Pearl was pretty. He was a pretty cool guy.
he was really cool.
Yeah.
He was really cool. So he says, one of the most interesting and unique individuals I've ever met is Zubin Damania, a.k.a. ZDogMD. So that already makes me think he thinks I'm crazy. A UCSF and Stanford-trained physician in internal and hospital medicine, Z-Dog is a brilliant healthcare innovator and remarkable entertainer. Thank you, Tom Heineber. He said remarkable entertainer.
He's wrong.
Yeah, he is wrong. I first heard him speak at the Mid-Atlantic Kaiser Permanente Group's Physicians' Day held in Maryland. It was time to thank attendees. Speakers that day include best-selling author Malcolm Gladwell, along with airline captain and hero Chesley Sully Sullenberger, best known for The Miracle on the Hudson, and Zubin, who had just moved to Las Vegas at the request of Zappos CEO Tony Hsieh to start a next-generation healthcare program. So this is funny because this event was a few years ago, and literally I had to follow Chesley Sullenberger and Malcolm Gladwell. And Chesley, you know, this is Sully. Sully was like, and then there was that time that I landed the plane in the Hudson and saved all those lives. And how will your life be judged on those 43 seconds where all your training comes together and everyone's like crying in the audience? It was this beautiful thing. And then it's like, and now welcome, rapping doctor Z-Dog MD. Hey!
By the way, have you seen that movie Sully? That movie sucks. Nothing happens in that movie. The guy didn't crash a plane. Congratulations. That's not worth a movie.
Never saw it, never will. Because I met the real Sully and he was an absolute, he was truly everything that you would imagine he would be. He was fantastic. Gladwell was rude to me. Gladwell signed my book. He goes, oh, what's your name? I'm like, I just spoke. You don't know my name? He's like, okay, to Dubin. Keep banging, Malcolm Gladwell. David and Goliath, bitch. I'm Malcolm Gladwell. It was pretty awesome. So Robbie goes on to say, at the event, Zubin was as entertaining and educational as the two great men with whom he shared a stage. You see that? Two great men and Zubin. Just want to make sure you understand that. Just want to make sure you understand what's going on here.
That's hilarious, actually. He knows, he's got you down, man.
He's kind of got me nailed.
2.5 men, Z.
What's that?
2.5 men.
2.5 men.
Yep.
Exactly. I was.
You were the half.
I was the half. His ideas were brilliant, and his presentation included his trademark singing parodies, complete with the kind of catchy rap lyrics I can still remember to this day. If you have never heard one of his songs, check him out on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. His medical school commencement speech, blah, blah, is a must-see. Okay. Unfortunately, his experiment in primary care, the one launched in partnership with Zappos CEO, hit a major snag for reasons I plan to describe in an upcoming Forbes blog in much greater detail. You guys want to hear the reasons that turntable failed? Because the meth lab that we used to fund the whole thing got busted by a narc. I'm not saying who. Somebody who might have wanted me to stop running a clinic and start doing a show. I'm not going to say who had that motive, but you guys know if you were going to be selected for the jury that judges this case, you'd be like, you don't want me on this jury because I think Tom Heineber is a dick. There's more. Rather, it reflected so it wasn't a lack of commitment, effort, or vision. Thank you, Robbie. You are correct. Rather, it reflected the failings of the American healthcare system and its flawed reimbursement model. Booyah! You hear that? Not my fault.
Yeah, you're flawed, medicine.
You're flawed. When Z-Dog contacted me to be a guest on his nightly Facebook show, I couldn't resist flying out to Vegas to sit down with him in person. Guys, you got to understand, like, Robbie's a big dude in the healthcare space. So I was actually deeply honored that he would do this. And it shows that he understands the power of the Z-Pack to actually affect real change. I wasn't quite sure what to expect other than a fun experience, which he did not get. Okay. When it was all said and done, I was amazed how fast the time flew by. Did we really speak for over an hour? More so, I was shocked by the size of the audience. You guys, Z-Pack. I was amazed. What was it? Within 24 hours, our interview was seen by more than 50,000 viewers who had submitted more than 300 questions in the comment thread. Some of our discussion focused on my book, Mistreated, but most of the conversation looked deeper into why healthcare in the United States remains a sick system rather than a health system. This is honestly like, this is why we do this show. Like, we're jackasses, we're clowns, we say the F word, but fudge, and fart, and forget about it.
Yeah, paradox.
But we actually are here to try to give a voice to the transformation of healthcare in conjunction with y'all, the Z-Pack, which is why you got to hit share right now if you haven't, or hit like, or hit follow. Z-Dog and I shared a common view that our payment system rewards interventions more than it does avoiding problems. Costs will inevitably rise and clinical outcomes will suffer. We recognize how medical problems today differ from the past and the crucial role that coordination and collaboration can play across specialties. He's describing Health 3.0, you guys. something lacking in the fragmented system of care found in most communities today. And we both are certain that until we restore primary care to the level of respect it deserves, he's a plastic surgeon, by the way, American health will continue to decline. I thoroughly enjoyed our conversation and was inspired by his dedication to improving medicine. That's nice. And in the end, I was most impressed by the mission-driven spirit demonstrated not only by Zubin, but listen to this, Tom. In the end, I was most impressed by the mission-driven spirit demonstrated not only by Zubin, but also by his small and mighty team of engineers and cameramen.
That's right.
Guys,
Hey,
That's what my wife calls me, small and
Pearl,
mighty.
I'm 6'3", okay? I'm not small, bro. What's up? What's up, Robbie Pearl?
he could have meant hearted, minded, visioned. There's many things that come after small. But what's amazing is you're looking at this team. It's just Tom and Logan.
Say hi to the whole team, people.
This is the whole team.
It's us. Also,
And-
sponsorship by Athena Health this month. Thank you.
That's
very
right. Thank
much.
you to Athena Health. Athena Health, taking the busy work so you don't have to take the busy work. No, really, we are deeply grateful for them. They're actually one of the few people that we would allow to sponsor a whole month because we really think that their leadership is cool as hell and they have a vision for helping frontline care providers not be overwhelmed with crap work, and it allows them to be capable and feel like they can actually see patients. Now, whether they're there with their EHR or all that, I don't know because I haven't used their EHR, and that's not the point. The point is that that's where they're trying to go, and that is the kind of thing they're trying to build, and you don't see that from a lot of health IT people. So there you have it. So he gives props to the team. Ultimately, the change in healthcare will require top-down programs and approaches from visionary physician leaders, but I can confidently say that the grassroots work Z-Dog is executing is unlike anything I have seen in American medicine. His passion is unmatched, and the connections he makes with medical professionals and patients alike will continue to become a growing force in the ongoing healthcare debate. I encourage everyone to check out his videos and to enjoy his wit and poignant insights. Guys, he is giving props to you, the Z-Pack, for being part of the grassroots movement that is going to transform healthcare. He is a CEO for more than 15 years of Kaiser, the Kaiser Medical Group, 10,000 docs and millions of patients. And he is giving a shout out to the transformative power that we have. That means something, guys. Like, that means that we can do this stuff. As much as we like to have fun because, hey, this is like kind of like our break room, kind of like liver rounds, kind of like all those things mixed into one. It's a tribe teach, it's a grand rounds, it's a liver rounds, it's a party, it's Tom being Tom, which I'm not sure still what that is, but I know it's encapsulated in one word: small.
How dare you?
I don't know, Tom. Should we wrap it? Or what do you think?
You know what? Now's as good a time as any, Z. Let's wrap this.
Now,
Yeah.
now is as good a time as any.
Am I supposed to say something at the end? That's
No,
the
you're
thing I
supposed to
do,
have.
right?
You're supposed to. Tad's supposed to play it out. Of all the shows I've ever seen in my travels, this was the most lame. Now for the bagpipes. Thank you, Z-Pack. We out.
Only you can prevent physician burnout. Seriously, it's only you. They've cut the budget, so.
Go, 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 go.
Is that like Smokey the Burnout Bear?
Yeah, it's
that
like
you're
Smokey
doing?
the Burnout Bear. They've
I
been
like
defunded.
Ooh.
So it's really only you that can prevent forest fires because Trump cut
Yo,
their budget.
Z-Pack. This episode is made possible by the generous sponsorship of Athena Health. Athena Health partners with hospitals.
Don't talk over the sponsorship, Tom.
Results. They offer network-enabled medical record, revenue cycle management, patient engagement, care coordination, and population health services to build Health 3.0. Yo, get back to the work you love doing. Athena Health. Free up.
Only you can prevent burnout.